Greg, there's a song that keeps popping into my head. It's by Phil Collins. And it says, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Another line is, and I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. See, Greg, that's the second time tonight that I've gotten my hands on you. And as a guy that has made his bones, so to speak, in the last decade and a half in the sport of wrestling, of being smarter than everyone else, it seems like I'm catching up to you without having to play your game, without having to plant my lips firmly on the backside of any powers that be, Greg. I'm coming to get you. Told you in the very beginning, the first night I showed up, Greg Anthony, I told you to your face in front of your own hometown crowd, I'm not here to beat you. I'm here to beat the living hell out of you. Eventually, Greg, I'm going to take you out into what the MMA fighters call deep water, where you feel hopeless. You start getting desperate. Because you see, my kind, we've been desperate for long enough, where their hands are calloused up, scarred, cut open from work, something you know nothing about. You've had everything handed to you because you outthink other people. We see, Greg, this is the time where you start to realize that I am the most dangerous person for you anywhere, not just in this area, but the entire National Wrestling Alliance. Because I'm not here just to take a title away from you. Of course, NWA Gold would be great. But I'm here to take something more than just your standing in a company. Greg, I'm going to take your pride. What I do when I do that is I level the playing field so everybody can have a shot. But until that time, Greg, every step I get closer. You start feeling my breath down your neck. Feel my hands start to grip you. And when I do finally get my hands on you, one-on-one, I'm going to drag you into that deep water, golden boy. I'm going to let go. I'm going to watch you drown. See you next week, sweetheart.
Greg Anthony. Greg Anthony. Greg Anthony, the golden boy. Greg Anthony, the best of the best. That's all I hear. But the thing is most of the time when you hear someone's name over and over, and you hear someone's name mentioned over and over, usually it's a good thing. But when it's a bad thing, it's when it comes from that same person every single time. Especially if the person that you hear about all the time is the same person that it's coming from. Greg Anthony, you are the one that makes things harder on yourself. You see, somehow you've fiddled your way through and you've found a way to become the NWA Mid-South Unified Champion. And congratulations to you. I mean, you are a champion. But when you become a champion, we all know that there becomes one other issue, and that's a target. The target is placed on your back. Now that's one issue. The champion becomes a target and everybody's gunning for him. But you, Greg Anthony, you have managed to get under the skin of more than just competitors, but men, people who genuinely dislike you as a human being. Now that's not my case. I'm not a performer, but I am your boss. And when you come out in front of my crowd at our events and you try to tell me how to do my business, you try to tell me how to run my company, well, you see, that doesn't fly. And you want to complain about there being a battle royal next week, Saturday night, at the Herb Welch WrestlePlex. And the winner of that battle royal getting the #1 contendership for the title that you hold, tough luck. You think that I'm the one that's trying to get that title off of your back. Well, Greg Anthony, that order came from NWA itself, the National Wrestling Alliance. They have a rankings list. We don't just go by the fly, and we don't just let champions come out and pick their own matches. We don't let champions just come out and make their own stipulations. We have champions who are real champions. The National Wrestling Alliance is the best wrestling promotion in the world. And we, here at NWA Mid-South, we are the best wrestling company in this area. Greg Anthony, next week, there will be a battle royal. No matter what you say, there will be a #1 contender crowned. And when that #1 contender is crowned, I will sit down at my desk, I will write up a contract, and there will be a title defense on your behalf. And whoever the winner is, could be Bull Bronson. It could be Simon Reed. Could be Jeremy Moore. It could be Maverick. Could be Jason Peter Rose. I know you wouldn't like that. I know you wouldn't like it to be Bull Brady. I know you wouldn't like it to be Daniel Weiss. To be honest, I know you wouldn't like anybody to win that battle royal because you want to get by doing the least work possible. And next week, you're going to find out who the #1 contender is. And when there is a #1 contender, you're going to wrestle them in the middle of the ring. And there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing.
I've been the champion for a very short amount of time, and yet I've still had to defend my championship, the NWA Mid-South Unified Heavyweight title, twice. You tell me that there's no conspiracy. You tell me that the branch manager doesn't have it in for me, that John Michael doesn't have a vendetta against the Golden Boy Greg Anthony. And now what's he done? Now he rolled the dice, and now we have a battle royal to pick my #1 contender. My #1 contender for this championship. And everybody seems to think that I've got a date with destiny. I've got a date with Jason Peter Rose. Jason Rose, let me make something very clear to you. I've always admired your will. I've always admired your passion for this business. But you know what? You talk about having the callous hands and the dirty jeans. You know, if you want to be the guy with the hammer and the nails that builds the house, that's fine by me. But I would rather be the architect that makes sure that that house doesn't come crashing around you. Jason Rose, you talk about how they're your people. They're just like you. Of course they are. You're all a dime a dozen. And I'm a diamond. That's right. I'm one of a kind in this business. I am pound for pound and inch for inch. I am a member of the empire. And I may just pull some strings, and you may not even be a part of that battle royal. Jason Rose, you need to get it through your thick head that you are dealing with a class above, somebody that is better than you on every level. But you're good. I don't want to take that away from you. You're good. Technically good. Tough as nails. You're good. You're very good. You're just not as good as gold.